Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Godot community. I am Jody and Henry, and I will be your PLC moderator for this school year. This is my second year doing this, and I'm really excited for the opportunity, and I'm so happy that you're able to embark on this journey with me. This is a chance for you to connect to other theater teachers across the state. It's an excellent opportunity for you to find instructional resources and professional development resources that may help you on your journey. Just to give you a little background about myself, I am in my ninth year of teaching. I have taught as a teaching assistant at the University of Louisville, and I've taught on a secondary level in about 3 or so different school districts here in Georgia. I've taught in Fulton County, Henry County, and I'm currently in DeKalb County, and I've also student taught in Gwinnett County Public Schools as a student teacher. I'm currently working on the curriculum writing team in my school district, and I've also been an acting instructor at the Louisville Central Community Center working with younger kids. When I'm not teaching theater, I audition and I do a lot of stage performances as well as some short films and commercial work here in Atlanta. We are the sum total of our experiences. Those experiences make us who we are at any given point in our lives. So I'm going to take you on a really brief journey about my experiences that have shaped me to be the theater teacher, director, and artist that I am today. So I am originally from Jamaica. I lived there until I was about 11 years old, and that's where I was first introduced to the arts and the world of performing and storytelling. I first started out in second grade. You can see me here performing with a group of girls from my elementary school in Jamaica. I went on to compete. So in Jamaica, we would have these competitions, these performing arts competitions amongst other primary or preparatory schools across the country. And I competed with my school in a lot of those competitions in dance, poetry, and dramatics. I then migrated to the United States during my middle school years, and I became a part of the magnet program at Norland Middle School. I then went on to study theater at the prestigious New World School of the Arts High School in Miami, and this is my last performance during my senior year at New World. These are just a few pictures of some of my most memorable or favorite moments performing. This is during my thesis performance at the University of Louisville. Go Cards. I wrote my thesis, and this is my thesis performance. Here is a picture of me in the dining room. It's one of my first major performances during my undergrad years at Nova Southeastern University. This is a commercial I did for the Great Wolf Lodge just a few years ago. And this is a theater performance that I did a few years ago also at the Clark Atlanta campus. So again, in between teaching and doing all my duties, I still try to find time to audition and stay active. Outside of teaching and acting, I am also a published poet and an author. I published a poetry book entitled Save and Soothe the Soul during my last few years of high school. And in 2019, I published an autobiography for my mother entitled Know Her Name. She passed away 7 years ago, and I finally got the courage to sit down and write a short memoir autobiography about her life. And this is also a copy of my thesis. Now, a little bit about my tribe. These are some of the most important people in my life, and also individuals who've made a tremendous impact on who I am today as an individual, as a mother, as an artist, as an educator. Most importantly, my daughter, she is now 7 years old and she's my absolute world. Um, my mom, who passed away, as I mentioned before, passed away about 7 years ago. She's my rock, and a lot of things that she instilled in me as a child continue to lead and guide me in my decision making and just in general. Here's a picture of my family, my dad, my nephew, my sister, who's also my best friend. They're my home base. When life gets hard and work gets rough, these are the individuals who can make me smile and cheer me up and listen to all my stories. This is Mark Duncan. He passed away towards the end of last year, and he is one of those individuals who've made such a great impact on my life. When I graduated from my undergrad at Nova Southeastern, he encouraged me to pursue my MFA, and because of that, I was introduced to the world of teaching, and I am now a theater director at a high school. So I credit a lot of that to him. He saw something in me when I was at Nova, and he really invested and mentored even beyond graduation, constantly, giving me information about auditions or different opportunities. So I'm really grateful for his mentorship and direction. Dr. Thomas, she was a lot of things. She was the director for the African American Theater Program at University of Louisville. Also a mom, a mentor. She became a pillar during my years at University of Louisville, and I'm really grateful for a lot of her advice and direction during those years and even beyond. Mrs. Armstrong, Dr. Armstrong, she was a mentor at my church at least a mentor for me during my high school years while living in Miami. And she was just a great inspiration. A lot of words of wisdom that she imparted on me still resonate with me to this day. And of course, another picture of my mom, who's everything to me. Here's a picture of my friends. A lot of these girls you saw in the picture of my dance performance in Jamaica, and we are still really close. They are a huge part of my tribe. So again, theater has been one of the most constant things in my life. And looking back at my educational journey, I can say that is true. So I attended Monsignor Colin Bryan Preparatory School in Jamaica, where I was first introduced to the arts. I continued to study theater at Norland Middle Magnet Program. I continued to study theater at the prestigious New World School of the Arts High School in Miami. I went on to get my bachelor's degree in theater and a minor in communication and arts administration. I then graduated from University of Louisville with my MFA degree in performance and a graduate certificate in African American theater. Then in 2019, I graduated from Brenau University with a Master of Arts degree in theater education. So from as young as I can remember, theater has always been a part of my life. I've been a student of the arts and now a teacher of the arts, an educator of the arts. I first was introduced to teaching while being a teaching assistant during my years at University of Louisville. So I was a TA from my first semester, and I went on to teach the intro, fundamental classes, and then I went on to teach acting for non-majors. And then in my last year at University of Louisville, I taught African American women in theater. And it was during those times that I realized that I do love to teach. I love to connect with my students. I love to see the sparkle in their eyes when the light bulb goes off and they can make connection in the classroom and outside of the classroom. And it was then I realized that my purpose is to make a difference. I can change the world one child at a time, one person at a time in the classroom. And it was also then I realized it was my opportunity to say thank you and to give back to those awesome educators that I've had. I've had some wonderful teachers who weren't just teachers in the classroom that gave instruction, but really served as mentors for me throughout my lifetime. And this is my way of giving back and saying thank you. So I've taught classes, I've taught fundamental theater 1 through 3, I've taught acting 1 through 3, I've taught intro to acting for the middle school 6th through 8th graders. And these are just some of the main strategies that I use in my classroom. I'm really big on ensemble building. I get the most out of my students when I can create a classroom culture and atmosphere that really embraces working as an ensemble, as a team. My classes are student-centered, so students take charge. They have a voice in what we do and how we do things, and a lot of my projects require collaborative learning, them working together as a team and creating and writing. Huge on project-based learning, and I'm also very big on differentiation in the classroom, especially for my fundamental theater 1 courses. Those students come in and it's their first introduction to theater. And I realized that while I particularly enjoy the performance aspect of it, I also have students who are great writers and are great directors and are also very good at technical theater. So I give them an opportunity in that class to really explore their skill set and find what their strengths are and what aspect of the production they would prefer to work on.